Official.streetsmarts@gmail.com is how you want to contact us. Listen to us right here exclusively on YouTube, Street Smart Audio. Or fuck with us. Official.streetsmarts on SoundCloud and IG. Street Smart fan page on Facebook. Street_smarts on Twitter. ECW Memory with the Goofs. Courtesy of PWInsider.com. Neck Beard. Miss Nice.
My boy Neck Beezy, what up, player?
I love how we just roast this motherfucker every week.
I feel like we're paying him an homage.
Honestly, yeah. This week in wrestling history as we see fit. April 16th, 1994. The first Super J Cup, a multi-promotional junior heavyweight tournament in Japan, was held at Sumo Hall. The event would become one of the most talked about events of the year and became a huge hit amongst tape traders at the time. The results of the tournament was Wild Pegasus, Chris Benoit, defeating the great Sasuke to win the Super J Cup.
Wow, one of the greatest tournaments of all time. Never heard of it.
Same day, 2000. WCW's last Spring Stampede pay-per-view was held in Chicago, Illinois at the United Center. The show was the first pay-per-view after WCW's reboot, where Vince Russo and Eric Bischoff had vacated all the championships and built the company around the New Blood versus Millionaires Club storyline, in which all the veterans were positioned as babyfaces against the younger wrestlers who were heels. The only result of the show that I'm going to talk about is Terry Funk.
What the
defeating Norman Smiley for the vacant WCW Hardcore title.
Is it that Terry Funk is like Vandal Savage and he just can't die? Or is he a time traveler? Because I swear every decade in wrestling history that we've covered, Terry Funk has been in it. I don't care if we're talking about the 2000s, the 1970s, the 1860s. I don't care if we're talking about the year in Greece or whenever the Greco-Roman shit started. Terry Funk was right there getting his ass whooped. So I'm just trying to figure out, is he immortal? Or he just an old-ass man with a time machine? Oh, but he somehow beat Norman... I don't know, I always thought Norman Smiley had some sugar in his tank, but...
I hated the fact that he didn't wear knee pads.
Some people work hard for the money, I guess.
April 17th, 1955. Azuma Fuji and Ricky Dozan defeated Bobby Bruns and Lucky Simunovich to win the NWA Hawaii Tag Team titles in Honolulu, Hawaii, ending Bruns and Simunovich third reign.
Is that a predecessor of yours? Azaman Fuji? However you say that? It's like the up in the family tree and the long line of Fuji's and shit.
Same day, 1999, Devon Dudley defeats ECW World Tag Team and Television Champion Rob Van Dam in Buffalo, New York to win Rob Van Dam and Sabu's ECW World Tag Team titles for him and Bubba Ray Dudley. This began the Dudleys' sixth reign and ended RVD and Sabu's second reign. April 18th, 1982. The first of Hulk Hogan's two unrecognized AWA World Heavyweight title victories takes place in St. Paul, Minnesota, as Hogan wins the title from Nick Bockwinkel. Both men used foreign objects during the match, with the referee declaring Hogan the winner and new champion. However, AWA President Stanley Blackburn avoided the title change and returned the title to Bockwinkel because of said foreign object usage.
That's some bullshit. Stanley Blackburn is a...
They should have fucking left the title on Hogan. Otherwise, no WWF.
Pretty much.
Good job, Vern.
Yeah. And Stan. But he was probably just following Vern's orders, but still.
April 19th, 1956. Bobo Brazil defeats Gene Stanley for the Ohio Heavyweight title in Springfield, Ohio.
Oh, shit. My neck of the woods. It's not the home of the Simpsons, is it?
No.
It should also be the home of my title belt. No, so Bobo's definitely dead. But Oh, that's good to know. The Ohio heavyweight title, that's another one on my bucket list.
Same day, 2002, Colt Cabana defeats champion CM Punk and Eddie Guerrero in a three-way match in Dayton, Ohio to win the IWA Mid-South heavyweight title, ending Punk's second reign.
Oh, I know I could whoop Colt Cabana's ass. So let's set that up because he got a podcast. We got a podcast. We are the motherfucking the Broad Street cyber bullies. You know what I'm talking about? We all the bullies. You know what I'm saying? So CM Punk, Colt Cabana, whoever wanted, they can come get it. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, just tell us where y'all at, and then we'll come and take it. And I don't mean to drag you into this, but if you're busy, because I know you're a family man, then I'll come and take it. You know what I'm saying? Because I am Quintuple P, Hot Stuff Hollywood, the great one. You know what I'm talking about? The paragon of professionalism and the Poonie Poon pulverizer. And one half of the greatest ECW podcast in the known and unknown multiverse. And when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. Colt Cabana, I'm coming for you.
Same day, 2015. World Wrestling Entertainment issued the following statement to PWInsider.com regarding the lawsuit filed against them by the Gilbert family in relation to WWE usage of material featuring Dangerous Doug Gilbert and the late King of Philadelphia, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert.
Oh, I didn't hear about this.
Quote, through the years, WWE has acquired the legal rights to library footage of various former wrestling organizations, including Extreme Championship Wrestling, World Championship Wrestling, Mid-Southern Wrestling, among many others. WWE has made their substantial investments to acquire these copyrighted works and has the legal right to use them. Similar cases in the past have been unsuccessful, and we expect this case to be dismissed. End quote. WWE was correct, and the case was dismissed. I know nothing of this.
Yeah, I've never heard of this.
So I'm going to investigate further, and when I dig up some news, we will report it for you. Hot Stuff Hollywood.
It's just always interesting how, and anyone who's been listening to this show for longer than one episode knows that I am a student, last member, and an aficionado of one of the greatest factions in professional wrestling, Hot Stuff International, which was founded by my personal hero, a great man in and out of the ring, great wrestler, great humanitarian. And as the food said, the King of Philadelphia, that would be the late great Eddie Gilbert. It's just unfortunate that he has dumbass family members who are seeking to cash in on his legacy, because just it's 2015. I mean, you would have to be pretty stupid to think you could win a case like that against WWE. I mean, if they own the rights, if they buy the video freaking libraries of a company, they own the video of the motherfucker on it. I mean, it doesn't seem like rocket science to me. So it is sad to see some idiotic members of the Gilbert family resort to this or think they could get that shit off. But I am glad that the WWE has a platform for us to be able to admire the great contributions that the late Eddie Gilbert has provided to the world and the sport of professional wrestling.
I can't fault the Gilbert family to try to get some money from WWE. They were unsuccessful, but I can't fault them for trying.
I can't. They're just like the motherfuckers from Superman family, or the Siegel and the Schuster family who keeping the Superman litigation shit going.
Well, don't you think they're owed a certain amount of royalties?
I think if you sign a contract, you honor your contract.
That's fair. April 20th, 1889, Adolf Hitler was born.
Well, I don't know what to say about that.
The scourge of the Khazars. Adolf Hitler was born. I just thought it was funny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying? On 420.
It's
Hitler's birthday.
Very ironic.
Same day, 1999. Former Intercontinental Champion Rick Rude dies at age 40 at his home in Alpharetta, Georgia, from heart failure.
Ooh.
He's been a part of multiple promotions, but best known for being on WCW Monday Nitro and Monday Night Raw on the same night.
Yes.
Any thoughts of Rick Rude?
Oh man, Rick Rude was one of the few bad guys that I was a fan of when I was a young Mark and shit. Mr. Perfect being one of the few others and shit at that particular time frame and stuff. And I just always got a kick when he told the Kansas City Sweat Hogs to keep the noise down while he took his robe off and showed the ladies what a real man looks like and shit. And at the time, like, you know, as I got older, I grew to, when I look back on the shit I used to watch as a kid and shit, I could appreciate how talented and how good he actually was as a wrestler and shit. So he's one of the few wrestlers who was the complete freaking package. Money on the doggone mic, money in the ring and shit, great heel and shit.
Why the pairing with Bobby Heenan? Because he could talk, and he could definitely work. He didn't have to cheat, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he's a storyline heel, definitely, but he could also go. The pairing with Heenan, I felt, as an adult, smart, retrospectively, bad pairing.
Never thought about it. Interesting.
Like, because Heenan didn't talk, because Rude talked.
Right.
Rude didn't have to cheat, you know what I'm saying? He only cheated during the big matches. So, which, you know, automatically leads me to believe that you really don't need him, you know what I'm saying? Rude is a capable enough worker at the time to not need the managerial help. The WrestleMania 5 match comes into question, you know what I'm saying, with Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was in. That was in my head. Maybe he was there for that spot and shit, because how else do you have the Warrior lose? You know what I'm saying?
So basically, I'm saying you build up this guy for a year with this manager who's a great talent in his own right, but not necessarily needed for this act, just to get the belt off of Ultimate Warrior.
It's possible.
Definitely possible. I'm just saying it's just a mismanagement of underutilization of talent.
Especially if they had the long game in mind with Warrior way back on into WrestleMania 5 and shit. Because, you know, that obviously don't want them going over clean and shit. They've got this superhero mystique going on and stuff. So do you really want them going down to a foreign object and stuff? But it could be argued, though, that Heenan holding Warrior's boot down so he can't kick out is just as cheesy, but...
Yeah, especially now that I'm thinking about it, he's the Ultimate Warrior. He couldn't kick out of Bobby Heenan holding his leg down.
Right.
It's kind of goofy now. Now I'm thinking about it's goofy.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know.
April 21st, 1998, Scott Steiner was arrested for threatening an Atlanta Department of Transportation worker and then hitting him twice with his Ford pickup truck when the worker, who was directing traffic, wouldn't let Steiner drive down a lane that was being worked on in Cherokee County. The worker was not seriously injured. What?
So please tell me, Scott, he did what, 6 months for that at least, a year or so?
Probation. He didn't miss. It's 98. That's in the middle of Big Papa Pump. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he did not miss any time.
Wow.
Unless he got suspended by WCW. Same day, 2002. WWF Backlash was held, headlined by Hulk Hogan winning his 6th and final WWF World Championship over 9 years after his 5th reign. He beat Triple H.
Way to go, Hulk, you know what I'm saying?
Out-politic the son-in-law.
You know, this whole Hulk Hogan thing has finally grasped the term of cognitive dissonance and shit, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, a lot of people like, you know, Hulk Hogan's a racist. Why he's still... You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, when I think of Hulk Hogan, I think of train, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, and all other stuff. I don't think of Terry Bollea.
What's the 4th demand?
Oh, and believing in yourself, brother. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? So, But at the same time, it probably just the fact that Terry Bollea and Hulk Hogan is one and the same person. I am able to recognize that there probably is some cognitive dissonance involved there, and at the same time, I have a firmer grasp and appreciation for the word.
I'm glad you self-reflected and saw that in yourself, because a lot of people do not check themselves when approached with ideas and thoughts of cognitive dissonance. If you don't know what the word means, look it up. Goofs. April 22nd, today, finally in our super springtime smoke out spectacular 2007, TNA star Shark Boy
Oh boy.
settled his lawsuit against Dimension Films and several other entities over the infringement of his copyrighted and trademark name, Shark Boy, in the Robert Rodriguez film, The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl in 3D. The case was closed this past Friday on 4/20/2007 by the Southern District Court of Ohio, with Judge Susan J. Dlott noting that the case can be reopened by June 19th if agreed settlement terms are not completed.
He is single-handedly the reason that I stopped giving TNA a chance until Hulk Hogan came there. The motherfucker has... Ain't no telling how many people he repelled from watching TNA and giving TNA a shot just because they saw his ridiculous ass. And now he has the nerve to sue somebody and shit because he was the first person in 6,000 years or however long people have been on the planet to think of a humanoid shark person that isn't quite yet a man but is a male. So yeah, it's funny how like that reminds me of these bitches that are out here today and shit. These fat bitches with 6 and 7 kids and shit, living on Section 8 and shit, and yet they got the nerve to sit up there and have their noses in the air and shit and act like people gotta lay their fucking coats down on mud puddles and shit to get the motherfucking ass and shit like they the prize. What part of the game is this where motherfuckers who can turn away people like me from a wrestling show and bitches out here tipping the scales at 200 pounds easy, which now is becoming more commonplace and normal and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's normal for a bitch to be 180 pounds and shit and be 5'6".
They thick.
You know what I'm saying? So, they all thick now. But yeah, no, everybody think they special and shit. Everybody think they entitled to something. And now it's the spread over to the fat hoes and the shark boys.
And on that note, just for you, in a few, the Extreme Retro Review. Peace.
Peace.